Well, in this video, we're going to introduce you to the worship resources that Pursue God has to offer for your church. So whether you're a pastor or a ministry leader who oversees worship, or whether you're a worship team leader or simply somebody who plays on a worship team at your church, we want to show you how our resources can help you to lead worship well in your ministry. Now, if you're already here, you probably already know just how important worship is for your church. Practically, every week, worship most likely takes up a large chunk of your church service. And so that has the power to either make it a really great service or a pretty bad service. You see, when worship is great, it really has this amazing effect of encouraging and blessing the Christians who are there, as well as engaging and inspiring non-Christians, seekers who are there. But when worship is bad, it has a way of not only frustrating the Christians, but also making it seem weird or awkward for seekers, for visitors, and it could even push them away from your church. And so it's very important that worship is done well at your church to have a healthy ministry. So, understanding this, Pursue God wants to make sure that we can offer really helpful resources to make worship great at your church. Now, there's a few key things that distinguish our resources that I think are really important to understand. First, they're free. We understand that resources are limited in every church and you have to watch every dollar. So all the resources we create at Pursue God are completely free. Really, they're actually free. No hidden charges or anything, completely free for your church to use. Second, these resources are very practical. These are not just abstract, sort of theoretical ideas. These are made by worship leaders for worship leaders. And so they're very helpful for anyone in your church at any different skill level. And they're also made with a volunteer-driven ministry in mind. We understand that not every church has paid worship leaders or paid musicians. And so everything is made with the idea that these can be used by volunteers at your church who aren't professionals. And third, these resources are integrated. You see, we understand how often worship ministry is just kind of its own thing over there. It's kind of off in the distance, and sometimes pastors aren't musicians, and so they really don't feel like they know how to deal with worship ministry at their church. But we believe that worship is an important part of the mission of your church as a whole. At Pursue God, we believe in helping to create a culture of discipleship at your church. Now, we think this starts with having a great weekend worship service that both encourages the believer as well as engages the seeker who is visiting your church. But we also understand that having a great church service isn't the end game. We believe those services are gateways to help people pursue God in the rest of their life. And so all of our resources are designed what people take from church and then bring that into their homes, into their families, with their friends, and their small groups. And so all of our worship resources are created with that in mind. All of our training has that value in mind of helping you to pursue God in every area of your life. So we invite you to check out the worship page at PursueGOD.org and explore all the various resources and articles that can help you there to lead worship well at your church.